Well, despite all our rage, we still have to see Rampage.
No.
Can we just go see A Quiet Place again? Or Unsane. Like, I'll take you to go see Unsane. Like...
Yeah, I'm not really, like, stoked for this movie.
I mean, okay, based on... When did the game come out? Was it... It was somewhere in the 80s. It was an early game.
Probably. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was a cabinet game.
I only ever
first.
played the N64 version of it.
So, yeah, Rampage, based off of the something or other video game. Yeah, actually, yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. The classic Midway game where you play as one of 3 monsters and you just destroy a city.
Eat soldiers.
Eat soldiers.
Fun game.
Grab women out of buildings.
Also to eat. Or sometimes chuck at the ground.
Yeah, it was usually that.
A grisly fate.
Yeah, either way, Fay Ray's getting fucked up. And yeah, it was a video game that was really all about being the villain, really. And it was dumb and fun. It was an early video game. It, obviously had no story. Mm-hmm. Any story that might be associated with that was definitely written after the fact. They were not.
Yeah, like when you died, you turned back into a human.
Yeah. Yeah. So why isn't The Rock turning into a giant ape man? Like, I would love that shit.
Maybe we'll find out that he is. No, we're not. There's not going to be any.
No.
I don't know. This trailer, I've said it a lot, but this is the closest trailer we've seen to actually, like, this being true. It seems like a joke trailer.
Kinda.
Considering that, like, I don't know. It's been probably like 8 years ago. Remember that Minesweeper, like that College Humor video for Minesweeper the movie?
Yeah.
It's like that was a joke, and it was a funny joke at the time. But now we're actually getting stuff like that.
I mean, we had Battleship the movie.
Yeah, like they made a Battleship movie, and it wasn't a joke. And now we're getting Rampage.
What gets me is that
with The Rock. Yeah. That seems like a joke.
Yeah.
Especially considering that The Rock did that Funny or Die Bambi, the live action Bambi.
Oh, yeah. For SNL.
For SNL, is that what it was? Yeah, okay.
Oh my god, yeah.
But now we like get stuff like that for real. And the line between like satire and like reality or whatever is
the Onion is no longer a joke.
Yeah,
it's just
the
news.
Onion isn't a joke. It's just news now. That's like this in a movie,
I mean,
I don't know what to think about it.
Okay, so let's table all the video game shit.
Yeah, because the video game is not.
I mean, inspired. Let's call this inspired by.
Yeah.
Fine, that's fine. The movie itself looks really drab and uninspired. Like, it's just gray buildings being destroyed by gray-looking monsters. I mean, George is kind of whitish, but I mean, the wolf is just gray, and then the CG for Lizzie the Lizard is just also kind of grayish.
Much of Lizzie the Lizard.
Yeah. But still, everything's just like, okay, this is just really big spectacle garbage, and then The Rock running in front of a green screen.
I just hope they don't take it really seriously, because like, if they don't take it seriously, and it has the same, if it had the exact same level of action as Pacific Rim Uprising, but didn't take itself seriously, I would call it a better movie. Mm-hmm. And not as much wasted time.
But I don't see it taking. I don't see
it being much better. I see it being about on the level as Pacific Rim Uprising.
That was so bad.
I don't think it'll be worse than Pacific Rim.
It won't be because it's shorter.
It's still over 2 hours though.
No, it's 1 hour 47.
Oh, okay. The total runtime was 2 hours 7 minutes.
Yeah, trailers and shit.
Well, I'm okay with that then.
Yeah, whereas Pacific Rim Uprising, I think it was 2 hours 1 minute.
Like the length or the runtime?
The length of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Total runtime.
Total, yeah.
So, I hope it's good. I never, ever, ever want to go into a movie just hoping it's bad, but I also have eyeballs, and I know how to read a trailer, and...
Sharp air intake.
Alright. Let's go Rampage.
Go Rampage.
I would much rather see the Juve Bowl.
Yeah, I was about to say.
George was 7 feet and weighed 500 pounds. George, you okay, buddy?
It's not the worst video game movie we've seen this year.
No, definitely not.
Like, what's sad is this is definitely upper echelon video game movie.
It is.
Because it's like, all of them are so bad, and this one, it did the right thing.
They could have cut like 20 minutes out.
Yeah, but they did the right thing, which was take something that didn't really have a story and apply a good enough story to it.
Give it a kind of story.
Like, because you can definitely go too wrong with that. The Mario Brothers movie, it's like,
I love that.
You did a little too much here, guys. It's amazing, but at the same time, it's like, what the fuck?
They gave it just enough. I mean, megalomaniac bad guys.
Yeah.
That don't have any background at all.
Yeah. And in the background was a cabinet for Rampage. I'm like, did you guys play that and then get the idea for this shit? Like,
yeah.
What the hell? But it was meant to be a cute nod, and I'm just like, this is dumb. But I gotta say, I'm not a big fan of big disaster movies that's just 75 9/11s. It's not really my jam. But as far as those movies are concerned, this one is kind of a less egregious one of those.
Yeah, it's surprisingly not a lot of building destroying. It's really saved for like the last bit of the movie.
Yeah, what I find
I wanted more of that. I wanted just the whole movie to be that.
Yeah.
Honestly, because that's what that's what the games are.
Yeah.
It's just
yeah.
I mean, each level is literally, and the thing that kind of bummed me out was that they actually set up a premise for them going from city to city.
Yeah, that could have been like,
and they never did it.
Proper build-up instead of cornfields. I'm like, Chicago is a big city with a lot of suburbs. It's not just cornfields.
There's not
Chicago.
much of a plot in this movie to ruin, but it's basically they're all drawn to one area.
Mm-hmm.
And
that doesn't even come into like the halfway point.
Yeah, but the whole thing is it's like they could have really done like a whole, let's show them destroying like every city in between where they were, or them
like, or you could really get a bunch of cities involved and then be like, we want to take out the competition. We put one of these things on the GE building or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that could have been kind of cool. Like, it starts with them taking on smaller cities.
I just wanted 30 minutes less of, like, the exposition. Like, we don't really need it. The movie had the opening scene, which set the premise for the whole movie.
opening scene.
I'm
like, that should have been replaced by The Rock finding George. Like, that should have been that scene. Because the problem then becomes, we know what the hell is going on, the characters don't. We're just waiting for the characters to catch up to us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of like, there's not much to catch up to,
True, but it's still kind of a waste.
If you can watch the trailer and be like, oh, they get infected with a thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's it. They don't even explain what that thing is still, really. They're like,
it does things!
I think they literally showed, like, a Wikipedia page in the movie.
Yeah,
So they could have just cut out, like, a huge chunk of that. Especially the beginning had the whole weird thing with, like, two characters that I thought were gonna be in the movie.
Oh, yeah.
And just, like, weren't.
Yeah.
Which were, like, The Rock's, like, pupils. Which the movie opens up with like them having a dialogue,
and then
one
The
of
Rock's
them like
only real friend.
Yeah, like The Rock's like only
I kinda
friend.
liked him. I wanted him to be
And then the
more of
two
it.
students, it kind of made it sound like it was going to be like a little caper kind of adventure with them.
Yeah.
And they introduced this other random character 30 minutes
Yeah.
in, and she does nothing in the movie, actually, if you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I just, they could have just cut all that out and added more rampaging stuff, because the rampaging stuff in this movie was actually kind of cool.
yeah. I thought it was all right.
I
I
really
thought it
wanted
was
to-
serviceable, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
But again, with this kind of stuff, the best you're going to get is serviceable.
Yeah. I wanted the, like the whole jump on a building until it collapses, like in the game, so you can just stand on top of them.
Crunch the elementary school.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I knew that one character was going to go out the way he went out, but I wasn't expecting the splatter. That's what I kind of jumped
Yeah.
at, as I'm like, why?
know, I was like,
And then I feel like they even showed that to Jeffery Dean Morgan. He's like, I wasn't expecting that either.
Yeah.
I gotta say, so The Rock just doing typical, cool version The Rock.
Yeah.
Malin Ackerman is just Malin Ackerman. But Jeffrey Dean Morgan, that man was on a paid vacation and he was so happy to be there. He's like, I'm a cool cowboy guy.
Us assholes gotta stick together.
You know, my grandpappy always said. Oh man, I wanted more of him in it because he was just like,
It
we're
was
just having
definitely
fun.
like a let's get Jeffrey Dean Morgan in here and let's just not give him any direction.
Oh yeah,
Because the thing is like he could have just played any character he wanted. He could have been like an angry, Boston guy, or so. He could have played it with any accent, and all they have to do is change his belt buckle.
I
and
feel
his
like-
character would be the same.
just put on like the Red Sox logo or
like,
something.
they could have done anything with his character
I feel like
because he was there to service like 2 or 3 plot points.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'm out of here, boys. My grandpappy, Texas cowboy.
Like, I feel like
Government.
someone told him, hey, this is a video game movie. He's like, oh, is it now?
He's like, which stereotype do you need now?
yeah. But he was just having fun, and I liked that.
I wanted more of that because I felt like the movie kind of took itself too seriously.
It did. And I feel
But the bits where it didn't were like pretty good, surprising.
Yeah.
Like I was like, they actually could have. I think they could have legitimately gone like an action comedy route and leaned a lot more into the comedy stuff because some of the jokes, like some of them fell flat, but some of them was actually kind of like, all right, that was stupid, but it was funny.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I was like, I wish they would have leaned more into that. Because it was just like this movie was not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, and blessing I would imagine credits tack on an extra 10 minutes. This movie was pretty close to 90. 100
close.
or not 100, but an hour
just felt like they
47
could've-
with
it
credits.
was crazy because I felt like they could have done. They should have just replaced. If they would have just swapped like 20 minutes out of the start and added that into like the middle of the movie.
Or actually spend more time on the space station and didn't shoot it as dark. I was
it is
like,
in space.
this is shot really dark.
I mean, it's space.
Well, okay, yeah.
It's space and it's on a space station that's like about to like it like, has lost all its power and everything.
Yeah, but you can still choose not to shoot it that way.
Yeah.
But it at the end
I
of
feel
the
like
day,
you're hung up on a scene that's like 2 minutes long though.
I'm not. I'm just saying you could shoot it brighter.
It's just
easy.
it's just a whatever scene. It's just there for the exposition.
So it's funny because it's just the saving grace of this movie is that it was so short. It could have been 2.5 hours and it would have been awful. But this was a quick movie. It was in and out. And, if you're really into disaster movies, you're probably going to really like this one. I mean, so the thing I was going to say is that I feel like after Man of Steel, movies were like, okay, we can't really just have 75 9/11s and show all of this collateral damage anymore.
Yeah.
We have to throw in a line. People are evacuated. We're evacuating people. Tokyo's evacuated. Go to town, guys.
Yeah. I guess that. Yeah.
And it's been kind of a trend since then. I'm like, I I can appreciate that.
But then at the same time, the focus of the movie was that not everybody was evacuated.
Yeah, but it was also like, well, 50%'s gone. So it's like
50%'s gone from one area of the city.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, guys. But
it's like we literally tried to evacuate a city in like less than 6 hours or something.
Yeah,
not gonna happen.
Yeah, it was still something that I'm just like, it's kind of a weird.
I think it's funny when movies do that. I like the idea of just like every time you see a building collapse, you're like, well, there's, hundreds to thousands of people.
Yeah.
like Man of Steel. It's like, I don't think any of those buildings were evacuated. And then, you see Batman v Superman, and it's like,
yeah.
A lot of people died.
Yep. Yeah, they did. It was okay. It was fine. Yeah.
I think people reacted.
I'm not as angry at this movie as I was kind of expecting myself to be.
I think the civilians in this movie reacted very civilly to, like, wolves and gorillas busted. Like, literally the scene where George is, like, bust through a wall into, like, an office. Like, one of the very first scenes of them. You see a guy who's, like, at his cubicle, and he just, like, doesn't even get out of his seat. He's like, ah!
He's like, nah.
It's like, dude.
We're gonna have to fix that wall again.
Yeah, it's like a 12-foot gorilla at this point in the movie. Just, like, busted through a wall. And he's getting real fucking angry, and he's like, my coffee fell over.
Damn.
What the fuck, George?
Damn you, George of the Jungle.
But it was just like, it was just okay. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah, as I said,
great.
If you're really
it was a little boring until,
Yeah, if you're
about halfway through.
If you're into these kind of disaster movies, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna like it.
At the same time, I don't think you're getting anything out of seeing it in theaters, though. The CG wasn't. CG was actually pretty decent.
Yeah, it was okay.
But I don't know. I mean, it was. It's in like I would rent it.
I'm gonna forget that I saw this movie in like a month.
Yeah. What movie did we just see?
So
it's all right. If you like Rampage. And you like disaster movies.
I'm just glad that we didn't go from like A Quiet Place to some crap movie. We just went from A Quiet Place to some average movie. I'm like, you know what? Fine.
Not quite good enough to be a summer blockbuster.
But like priming the pump for that.
Priming it a bit. Yeah. Like a solid like, hey, remember Infinity War comes out in 2 weeks?
Speaking of which, so next week we are off. I want to go do other stuff, and timed it just right,
perfectly,
just right. And so next week no review, but the week after, we got an Infinity War to be dealing with.
We do have an Infinity War. I'm so not hyped for it, though. Because here's the thing, if I don't hype myself for it, I don't have to be let down.
If you don't hype yourself for it, you're going to come out of the movie saying, that was the greatest thing ever made.
Yeah, like you in The Last Jedi. Oh, I went there, dude.
Yeah, except I still really like The Last Jedi a lot.
I'm just saying, like, Last Jedi was like an alright movie.
I loved it.
Exactly.
It's like one of my favorite movies last year.
But I'm hoping I go in there and I'm like, well, I hope it's as good. And then I come out and I'm like, it was the best movie ever. He flashed a lightsaber in the guy's head.
Well, that movie was great, but not just because of that scene.
That was the best
that scene was pretty awesome.
That's straight up the best scene in the movie.
So next week no review, but the week after Infinity War. So. Woo!
Yeah, how about you guys go watch the Amy Schumer movie? Anybody watch this? You go watch it and tell me how it was. Just kidding.
I'm good.
Go watch it and don't tell me. Keep it to yourself.
I'm good there.
Thank you. Never make a movie again, Amy Schumer, please.
So, yes, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/GlassFilmsHouse, facebook.com/GlassHouseFilms, and Twitter @GlassHouseFilms. Thanks, y'all, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.